If you need help deciding whether Sniper Elite 5 is the right World War II sniper-thon for you, this video will answer all of your questions. We'll start with a 60-second, too long didn't read overview of the game, so you can tap out early if it doesn't appeal to you. After that, we'll look at the detailed mechanics, so you can get a real feel for what it's like to actually play the game while contrasting with similar games along the way. Then we'll finish up by answering some practical questions to help you decide whether Sniper Elite 5 is worth your time and money today. Set in France 1944, you play as American sniper Carl Fairburn. Initially sent in to soften up the German defenses before D-Day, you become stranded while uncovering a Nazi plot that obviously only you can prevent by working your way through several missions, each set in a gorgeous open-world map where you'll sneak, sabotage, booby trap, headshot, and occasionally run and gun your way through a variety of locations, luring and generally toying with the AI as you watch your pinpoint-accurate shots tear through the enemy soldiers via the gruesome slow-motion X-ray camera. Each map has decent replayability, with the option to buy more via DLCs. You can invade other players' missions as an elite German sniper to ruin their day, or be invaded yourself. Then there's co-op, an invasion horde mode, as well as a more traditional PvP multiplayer mode. So, if you enjoy the World War II setting, a variety of highly customizable weapons, and a genuine choice between stealth or running and gunning, then Sniper Elite 5 just might be your cup of tea. If you're still with us, then this next section will go into the detail of what it's like to actually play Sniper Elite 5, before diving into more practical considerations such as the learning curve, the discounted bundles and DLCs, and ultimately examples of what kind of gamer will enjoy this game. To get you started, Sniper Elite 5 has 9 story missions with a wide range of customizable difficulty settings that can be adjusted mid-mission. Although clearly this is a stealth and sniping-focused experience, more casual gamers can run and gun with an SMG or even an MG42 on the lower difficulties, whereas at the other end of the spectrum, those looking for a more milsim experience will appreciate the reduced HUD and having to compensate for both bullet drop and wind direction in the authentic difficulty. This level of flexibility ensures that the game has something to offer to a wide variety of FPS and strategic gamers. When you first step into a mission, you won't just be struck by how great the game looks and sounds, but also the sheer scale of the World War II environment. The maps are big, and generally you're free to explore them however you see fit. Whether it's the beaches of northern France or a V2 rocket installation, this combination of good looks, scale, and freedom to explore results in a strong sense of immersion that will appeal to gamers that simply want to experience and explore the World War II setting. Then, once you've finished admiring the scenery, each mission contains a multi-stage main objective, usually a healthy mix of sabotage, assassination, and intelligence gathering that progresses a story that's interesting, but ultimately a bit cheesy. In addition, there are also a series of optional side objectives, usually blowing stuff up with a satchel charge that you can complete in any order that you like, or not at all. There are also challenges, for example assassinating a target in a very specific way, such as dropping a V2 rocket on them, which may unlock a certain weapon as a reward. When you throw in the ability to unlock different starting points for each mission, there's a surprising amount of replayability for each map. And that's before we even start to look at the different game modes. You can carry 3 weapons at any one time: a sniper rifle, a submachine gun, and a pistol. There are plenty of each type for you to unlock, and they all have attachments that can also be unlocked, ensuring you have plenty of options when equipping your gear ahead of the next mission. In addition, you can pick up enemy weapons as you progress through a mission, but they are only a temporary pickup. You'll approach most objectives by scouting out the surroundings with either binoculars or your rifle's scope, tagging enemies as you go so you can decide the best order in which to dispatch them. Tagging an enemy will tell you how far away they are, so you can zero the sights on your rifle appropriately. From there, you can use empty lung to hold your breath, which not only steadies your aim on easier difficulties, but also highlights where a longer shot will land once bullet drop and wind direction have been accounted for. Finally, before taking the shot, you should consider whether your shot will be heard. Each weapon has an audible range to give you an idea of how close enemy soldiers need to be to hear your shot. You can attach a suppressor to reduce the audible range, or you can wait to time your shot with a loud noise in the environment, such as an artillery battery firing in the distance. There are even different types of bullets, such as subsonic rounds, that reduce the sound, but also reduce the damage inflicted. Although your sniper rifle is the main focus, your SMG and pistol aren't just for show. When your cover is blown, you'll rely on them to get you out of sticky situations. It's worth noting that while aiming, you can toggle between first-person iron sight and the third-person over-the-shoulder view, and you can also toggle which shoulder you're looking over. The third-person view is a bit impractical while exploring indoors, but you can utilize the focus mechanic, which will highlight enemy soldiers through walls so you don't constantly run into them simply because they happened to be standing just inside the next doorway. As well as being able to change difficulty mid-mission, there are also 3 weapon benches to be found on each map, which unlock attachments and give you a chance to completely change your setup in the middle of a mission, adding even more flexibility to the gameplay. There are also skills that can be leveled up over time to improve your health and stealth statistics, for example, providing a small sense of progression without going full RPG on you. Usually you'll find some conveniently placed long grass or boxes so you can remain hidden when up close, and you can scale certain walls and obstacles. It's no Assassin's Creed, but does provide a certain level of verticality to your stealth options. When an enemy soldier is about to spot you, you're given plenty of warning by an indicator on screen, giving you time to get back into hiding. And even when it all goes wrong and you start getting shot, 9 times out of 10, you just need to clear the immediate area of enemies before you'll be given the all clear, and it'll be safe to continue your mission. The difficulty settings can make the stealth element more challenging, but overall this isn't a brutal stealth game where you have to restart each mission as soon as a soldier spots you. On the one hand, the AI and character models are the most immersion-breaking elements of Sniper Elite 5. They just don't look that great when compared with the otherwise realistic environment, and they're not particularly intelligent either. But on the other hand, they're easily the most fun you'll have with the game, as you use items in the environment to distract them, leave a body in the open to draw large groups away from your target, or whistle to lure a soldier around a corner as you wait with your knife in hand. After dispatching them, you can search the bodies for equipment and ammunition, then either hide the body, or better yet, leave it behind you, booby-trapped with a grenade, as an insurance policy. Overall, the AI makes a respectable effort to pin you, flank you, and flush you out, and you can even issue them orders when invading another player's game. Invasion is where you can literally invade a random player's single-player mission where you join the German soldiers as an elite sniper, with the sole purpose of ruining the other player's day. The game does provide occasional prompts to give you a clue where the other player is, and there is also an anti-camping system to stop things getting too stale. The invasion mode may sound intimidating or even unwelcome to some, but it's important to note that you can turn it off or set it to invite only. Plus, once you get the hang of the game, which really doesn't take long, it's an exhilarating experience as you stalk the map. That rush of adrenaline when you finally spot your opponent, followed by a moment of panic as you try to level your sights at them before they disappear again. It takes the game to the next level and is a damn good addition to Sniper Elite 5. The 9 single-player missions offer an absorbing World War II experience with plenty of replayability, especially with the invasion mode. And if that wasn't enough, there's also a survival mode where you fend off waves of AI soldiers. There's a PvP mode with deathmatch and team deathmatch style modes, and there's also co-op, either for the campaign, or you can play survival mode with up to 4 players. When you put this all together, Sniper Elite 5 has a lot of content in the base version of the game that will keep you coming back for more. So, now you know what it's like to actually play Sniper Elite 5, let's focus on some practical questions to help you decide whether this game is worth your time and your money. The learning curve for Sniper Elite 5 can be best described as a slight incline. The game does a great job of showing you the basics in your first mission, and you'll find yourself sneaking around and dispatching enemy soldiers at both close and long range in no time at all. But there is some depth there, as the game doesn't teach you all of the tricks in the tutorial, so Sniper Elite 5 is easy to learn, while somewhat difficult to master. On average, you should set aside at least an hour to play each mission, ideally 2. It's perfectly possible to speedrun most of them in 10 minutes if you ignore the side missions and challenges, but if you want to play them properly, take your time and soak up the atmosphere, 2 hours is a decent amount of time for that, and it could easily take up more if you so wish, with the option to save mid-mission and come back if required. Yes, Sniper Elite 5 has crossplay, PC, console, whatever you like, so no need to alienate that one friend who plays Xbox anymore. Speaking of which, Sniper Elite 5 is currently available on Xbox Game Pass, but considering the game was only released in May 2022, we're starting to see some deep discounts on a regular basis, with the latest being a whopping 70%. Do not pay full price for this game, as you'll definitely be able to pick it up super cheap in the next 4 to 8 weeks at most. As far as I can tell, there aren't any mods. I don't know why, but there's no Steam Workshop and basically nothing on Nexus Mods. But there are plenty of DLCs and bundles to consider, so let's get stuck into those. Some DLCs include new weapons and skins for your character. Generally speaking, those aren't worth the price, unless there's a particular weapon you simply must have. Some DLCs, however, include a new mission, and those certainly are worth taking a closer look at. As we've already discovered, each mission has a lot of replayability. At full price, they are a bit spenny, but in a sale, they are genuinely worth considering. And now we come to the bundles and season passes, of which there are many. Season Pass 1 includes the following DLCs. Then Season Pass 2 includes the deluxe version of the game includes the base game and Season 1. Then the complete edition of the game includes, well, everything. Although the complete edition can come with a tasty discount these days, it's still a lot of money, much of which is due to the skins and weapons that are average at best. You might want to consider the deluxe version in the sale to pick up the base game and Season Pass 1 for a decent price, then purchase the Kraken Awakes mission DLC separately, which is the only mission from Season 2, without paying for the whole of Season 2. You can also purchase the Target Führer DLC, which is inexpensive in the sale for those of you that specifically want to take out Hitler. So, with all that said, is Sniper Elite 5 right for you today? As always, it depends who you are and what you enjoy. Fans of the Sniper Elite series will welcome the increased weapon customization, improved looks, and invasion mode, depending on your personal taste. The variety of equipment is considered a downgrade by many when compared with Sniper Elite 4, but with such a juicy discount in the sale, it's difficult for even the most resistant Sniper Elite fans to ignore this latest addition to the franchise. If you're a fan of the World War II setting, then you'll find roaming around the beaches of northern France or a Nazi-occupied French chateau an immersive experience, even if you're not fussed by the sniping or stealth mechanics, thanks to the easy learning curve. Even better, those who enjoy tactical shooters such as Hell Let Loose will find that their patient and calculating trigger fingers will translate almost seamlessly into the Sniper Elite 5 formula, with the harder settings appealing to those who enjoy a tactical flank and a perfectly timed 500-meter shot from the safety of a bush. And those who enjoy the Hitman franchise will feel at home too. Then, finally, if you're a casual FPS gamer that's just curious about this game, or you enjoy some strategic stealth games such as the Commando series or Assassin's Creed, you could do far worse than picking up Sniper Elite 5, but ultimately my advice would be to pick up Sniper Elite 4 first, which is a solid game in its own right that will give you a taste for the Sniper Elite formula at a far cheaper price. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask, or if you already own the game and have some additional information you'd like to add, please let us all know in the comments below. If you found the video useful, please leave a like for the algorithm gods, and if you enjoy this style of review, consider subscribing for more content, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.